Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something straight from the kingdom mind. Said if you want to transform your life, don't start with money, don't start with strategy, start with your mouth. Because your mouth is the gatekeeper of your future. You keep waking up and saying, I hope today gets better, when you should be saying today, I command things to work for my good. The word says, you shall decree a thing, and it shall be established unto you. That's not a suggestion, that's a principle. So if you want transformation, speak transformation. Don't wait for the circumstances to change before you open your mouth, change your words, and watch your life line up with the assignment God placed on you. Now, I'm going to give you 7 powerful declarations that I want you to say every single morning before the noise of the world hits you, before the doubt starts whispering, before your bank account tries to talk louder than your purpose. The words you speak are not just sounds, they are seeds. Every single word that leaves your mouth carries the power to either create or destroy. The Bible teaches us in Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. That means you don't get what you want in life, you get what you say about life. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you're willing to declare and align your actions with. Your words shape your belief, your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately, your destiny. When you wake up in the morning, you have 2 choices. You can speak based on what you see, or you can speak based on what God said. See, too many people are prisoners of their reality because they keep reinforcing it with their own mouth. They say things like, I'm broke, I'm tired, life's not fair, nothing ever works out for me. And guess what? That's exactly what keeps showing up in their lives, because they keep creating it with their confession. But if you understand the divine principle that your words create your world, then you'll start to treat your mouth like a construction site. You won't speak lack, you'll speak abundance. You won't speak fear, you'll speak faith. You won't speak what's wrong, you'll speak what's possible. When you say, I am blessed, I am equipped, I am chosen, I am powerful, you're not just being positive. You are giving your spirit a blueprint to build your life on. You cannot walk into a wealthy life with a poverty vocabulary. You cannot step into healing if you're always speaking about sickness. You can't become who God called you to be while calling yourself unworthy, average, or stuck. That's why speaking these 7 lines every morning matters. It's not just motivation, it's spiritual legislation. You are authorizing heaven to move on your behalf. You are commanding your thoughts, emotions, and actions to align with your assignment. This isn't magic, this is alignment. What you speak must become what you believe, and what you believe must become how you behave. When you consistently speak life, you rewire your mind for victory. You shift from a survival mindset to a kingdom mindset. You stop reacting to circumstances and start creating them. So don't underestimate the power of your words. The world was created with words, and your world will be too. Every morning is your chance to prophesy your future. Speak what you want to see, not what you fear. Declare who you are becoming, not who you've been. Because the moment your mouth gets in line with your purpose, transformation is not just possible. It becomes inevitable. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is most impressionable. That's the moment when your thoughts are most unfiltered and your environment hasn't yet dictated how you feel about yourself or your future. This is where intentionality must step in. When you repeat powerful declarations each morning, you're not just saying words. You are reprogramming your subconscious mind to align with purpose, prosperity, and power. The majority of people live in default mode. They wake up and let the world tell them who they are, what they can do, and how far they can go. But successful people, kingdom-minded people, transformational leaders, they set the tone of their day with conviction. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's repeated. If you keep repeating limitation, it becomes your truth. But when you begin to repeat expansion, identity, wealth, and wisdom, you begin to manifest new results. Because your mind starts to expect those outcomes and your behavior begins to support them. You stop procrastinating because you already told yourself, today, I walk in power. You stop second guessing your value because you already said, I am worthy of excellence and overflow. These are not empty phrases, they're spiritual anchors. If a GPS needs to be programmed before it gives you directions, your mind is the same. You've got to program it first, and these declarations are the coordinates. Every word you speak in the morning is like entering a new destination. You want peace, declare it. You want clarity, speak it. You want increase, don't wait for a paycheck to tell you it's coming. Tell yourself it's already attracted to you because you're aligned with service and excellence. Your mouth gives your mind the map, and your spirit follows the course. When you do this consistently, something powerful happens. You start to attract the very things you declare. You meet the right people. The right ideas show up. Your energy shifts. Your confidence grows. You stop begging life for permission and start commanding life with intention. You don't stumble into destiny. You speak your way into it. That's why I say, don't speak what you feel. Speak what you believe. Because what you believe you become. The key is consistency. It's not about saying it one day and hoping for results. It's about saying it until the result shows up. It's about owning your day before the world tries to rent it. Speak your affirmations, look yourself in the mirror, and say it like you believe it. Because soon enough you will, and your life will rise to the level of your dominant thoughts, shaped by your daily declarations. Every single day you go to the gym, you're training your body, you're breaking it down so it builds up stronger. That's the exact same principle when it comes to your mindset, your spirit. Every time you speak truth, affirmation, and faith into your life, you're building spiritual and mental muscle. See, repetition is the mother of mastery. And that's why most people don't succeed, not because they're not smart enough, not because they don't have access, but because they quit too soon. They stop speaking the truth before it becomes reality. They abandon their declarations before those declarations become identity. When you say the same powerful truth over and over again, it doesn't just stay in your mouth. It travels to your mind, then settles into your spirit, and eventually shapes your behavior. That's what transformation is. It's not an overnight miracle, it's a product of repeated action. When you keep declaring every morning, I am chosen, I am powerful, I attract wealth, I serve in excellence, you are not lying to yourself. You are introducing yourself to your true self. Repetition is not lying, it's introducing. You are introducing the current version of you to the called version of you. And the more you repeat it, the more you close the gap between who you are and who you were created to be. Your old identity will resist it at first. It'll say, you're not that. You've never done that. You've failed too much. You're not smart enough. That's when repetition becomes warfare. That's when daily declarations become discipline. You keep speaking it not because it looks true yet, but because you're training your spirit to make it true. Now, think of it like compound interest. You don't get rich saving one time, but when you invest consistently, your wealth multiplies. Same with your words. You don't see the result the first day, maybe not even the first week, but over time, it builds, your confidence builds, your clarity builds, your capacity builds. And before you know it, you're no longer the same person you were when you started, because the repeated declarations have transformed your internal operating system. Most people want the promise without the process. They want success without speaking it into existence daily, but that's not how it works in the kingdom or in life. You reap what you consistently sow. So if you're sowing powerful words every day, don't be surprised when powerful results start showing up. Speak it until you see it. then keep speaking it, because you're not just changing your day, you're training your destiny. Before you can ever step into prosperity, you must first know who you are. You can't receive what you don't believe you're worthy of. That's where most people are stuck. Not in their ability, not in their environment, but in their identity. See, God created you in His image. That means you were made to create, to lead, to govern, to multiply. But somewhere along the way, life convinced you that you're less than. Family, failure, frustration. It all tried to rewrite your identity. And if the enemy can confuse your identity, he can delay your destiny. Prosperity is not just about having money. It's about operating in the fullness of who you were created to be. It's about having peace in your mind, confidence in your decisions, favor in your relationships, and purpose in your actions. But that doesn't come until you see yourself through the lens of purpose, not pain. You cannot step into overflow with a scarcity self-image. That's why these declarations are vital. Every morning when you speak, I am created in the image of God, and greatness is my birthright. You are reintroducing yourself to the version of you that heaven recognizes. Too many people are chasing results while running from their identity. They're trying to make more money without knowing who they are. They're trying to build businesses with broken beliefs. You can't attract prosperity with a poverty spirit. You must shift from working for worthiness to working from worthiness. There's a difference. When you know who you are, you stop settling. You stop negotiating with mediocrity. You stop shrinking to make others feel comfortable. You start walking with authority, not arrogance, confidence, not comparison. When you say things like, I am the head and not the tail, you're not just quoting scripture, you are accepting the assignment of leadership. When you say, I attract opportunity, favor, and wealth, you're declaring your alignment with service and excellence. You're not begging for scraps. You're commanding value to come your way because you know you are valuable. And people treat you the way you treat yourself. If you see yourself as ordinary, you'll get ordinary results. But when you see yourself as chosen, as anointed, as equipped, you begin to act different, speak different, decide different. And that difference is where prosperity starts. Prosperity begins with identity. Identity drives decisions, and decisions determine direction. If you want to change your life, you've got to upgrade the way you see yourself. And the fastest way to do that is through daily, intentional declarations rooted in truth. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to believe that who God says you are is bigger than who the world told you to be. Speak that identity until your soul believes it, and everything else in your life will begin to shift in response. Because you don't get prosperity by chasing money, you get it by becoming the person who attracts it. When you speak with faith, you are tapping into a powerful force that goes beyond the natural realm, divine favor. This favor isn't something you earn by luck or by working harder than everyone else. It's a supernatural alignment that opens doors, shifts circumstances, and causes people and opportunities to come to you in ways that seem impossible from a purely human perspective. The moment you fill your words with faith, you are essentially activating a spiritual law that moves heaven to respond to your declarations. Faith-filled declarations are like spiritual magnets. When you consistently speak words rooted in belief, words that affirm your worth, your purpose, and your destiny, you start to draw to yourself the resources, relationships, and breakthroughs you need. This is not just motivational talk. It's biblical principle. In the book of Hebrews, faith is described as the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you declare what you hope for as if it's already yours, you give life to those hopes and begin to see evidence in the natural world. But it's important to understand that faith is not blind optimism. It is a confident expectation based on the character of God and the promises He has made. Your faith-filled words must be anchored in truth. truth about who you are as a child of God, truth about your purpose, and truth about the abundant life that is already yours by right. When you speak with this kind of faith, you're not just wishing for change, you're commanding it. You're shifting your mindset from limitation to possibility, from scarcity to abundance, from fear to courage. This shift creates a ripple effect. Your faith-filled declarations influence your actions. When you believe favor is on your side, you take steps you wouldn't otherwise take. You approach challenges with confidence rather than doubt. You persist when others give up, and those actions, fueled by faith, bring results that confirm your declarations. It's a cycle where your words, beliefs, and behaviors reinforce one another to create transformation. Faith-filled speech invites divine intervention. It signals to God and the spiritual realm that you are aligned with His will and ready to receive. The Bible is full of stories where God responded to faith-filled words, whether it was Abraham believing against hope, Moses commanding the Red Sea to part, or Jesus speaking healing over the sick. Your daily declarations can activate that same divine favor in your own life. In practical terms, speaking with faith means rejecting doubt and discouragement. It means choosing to say, I am blessed, even when the bills are due. It means declaring opportunities are coming my way, even if none seem visible now. It means affirming, I am equipped and anointed, even if you feel inadequate. These are not empty phrases. They are spiritual commands that shift reality. So, if you want transformation, start speaking with faith. Let your words carry the weight of expectation, authority, and divine alignment. Watch how favor flows toward you, how doors open, and how your life begins to move in ways that can only be explained by the supernatural. Your faith-filled declarations are the key that unlocks the abundant life waiting for you. Your words are the gateway to your destiny. What you speak every morning sets the tone for your entire day, and ultimately the trajectory of your life. When you commit to declaring these 7 powerful lines daily, you are not just practicing positive thinking. You are aligning your spirit with purpose, your mind with possibility, and your actions with God's promises. Transformation doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice, and the choice begins the moment you open your mouth. Choose to speak life, choose to speak faith, choose to speak power, because when your words reflect who you truly are, created for greatness, appointed for purpose, equipped for victory, then the supernatural shows up on your behalf. It's not about waiting for your circumstances to change first. It's about changing your words first. Speak these truths with conviction every morning and watch how your life begins to shift. Opportunities come, doors open, obstacles fall. The world may try to tell you what you can't do, but your mouth declares what you will do. So, start today. Speak these 7 lines, own your identity, activate your favor, step boldly into your destiny. Your transformation is already in motion. It's just waiting for your voice to unlock it.